Hey, South Bay. I'm Jeff Pollard at solarpowertothepeople.org, Jeff Pollard 11 on Instagram. I'm here today with Melissa Jane at MJ Entertainment Unlimited, and we're here to kind of talk a little bit about Rocktoberfest, the cool event that's going on right now. We're at the Redondo Beach Hotel or Motel?
Hotel. Hotel.
But let's talk first about you, and let's talk about MJ Unlimited. Please, Entertainment Unlimited.
MJ Entertainment Unlimited. It was something I came up with, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago.
Okay.
Because I'm a performer myself,
Nice.
and I kind of got sick of waiting to be booked, and so I just started creating my own events
Yes.
and creating my own scenarios to perform in. And it started to kind of take off, and I started connecting with different friends, and it just evolved. And I went from doing lots of different things, even conferences, like health and well-being
Okay.
events. I did technology conferences,
Okay.
but where my passion always lied was music. And so whether it was a musical event or it was, let's say, a technology event,
Yeah.
I'd always bring entertainment into it. And so I started getting known as this like really entertaining event coordinator or producer.
Okay.
And I just built it from there. And so that's why I'm like, well, it has to be unlimited, because what I do is unlimited, and it's always entertaining.
I like the order. There's no limits to this.
No, I could take it anywhere, you know.
Perfect. So what are you doing with Rocktoberfest? Rocktoberfest is this really fun kind of tribute band thing going on in the South Bay, Redondo Beach, right now in October. And you know, just for future reference when people watch
Just
this.
a coincidence.
But what is it you're doing with them right now? for
Yeah.
Rocktoberfest?
So Raging Cajun is a restaurant in
Mhm.
Redondo Beach, and they're basically part, like the team that is hosting this event, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And a couple of years ago, we did the Raging Cajun Blues Fest, and so the owner of Raging Cajun, Steve, became a good friend of mine because I actually used to bartend sometimes at his restaurant. Like, the weirdest thing, people don't understand why I do it, but I work from home as like my own business. I work
Mhm.
from home a lot, and I just really enjoyed like bartending like one day a week.
Okay.
And I found that outlet through Raging Cajun, and it was really fun, and Steve became a really good friend. And so then I would, go bartend, we'd talk music, I'd tell him about different shows I was doing, and that was sort of when I was building the MJ Entertainment Unlimited. And we would always talk, and he loves music. He goes to concerts all the time. Him and his family, his wife and his kids, like, they just love music. And so he just kind of had this brainchild idea. It's like, well, what if I just put a concert on with all the favorite bands that he wanted?
Yeah.
And so we did, and we did the Raging Cajun Blues Fest.
Okay.
And it was really fun, and it was awesome, and it was like a milestone because we did all these things, working with the city and working with like different small business owners to do the vendors and to do, I don't know, it just all came together.
Yeah.
It was like the melting pot, right?
Okay.
And so from there, it's just continued to launch more and more things, and he's loving that he's getting the musical outlet,
Yeah.
through his restaurant business.
Sure.
And so he's just running with it, and I'm just like, I'll help,
That's
Yeah.
crazy. The one thing I want to emphasize from hearing all this is that Steve and her, Melissa here, are doers. I totally love that.
Yeah.
Wearing multiple hats, saying I do restaurant or I do singing and I do you know what I mean? And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because we all do that.
Yeah.
And it evolved from just like in our kind of restaurant venue at first.
Yeah, like we just
and-
plant the seeds, and then we just kind of run with it and see where it goes, and we just,
Yeah.
and it's funny because once you kind of plant the idea, everything just starts falling into place. Especially if it's something that you have some passion behind,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So I think because we're both music lovers,
Yeah.
because I'm actually a musician, it's a natural evolution, and
Okay.
so it's been really cool
Yeah.
being able to help someone that loves music
Yeah.
evolve too.
Yeah.
On a different musical path, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, like this is pretty upscale. Like I mean, this is straight up a big stage performance. Like this is like legit, and that's what makes it so cool. And it's like just total local vibe in the Seaside area, Seaside Lagoon, and we get to listen to like all the songs that we love and grew up with,
Yeah.
and and like get to just enjoy ourselves.
And
Good
the
food,
musicianship
drinks.
is amazing too. So
Yeah.
we got just like people keep saying like, who's the headliner? It's like there are no headliners. Like every
Yeah.
band is like, top notch.
Yeah.
And so I think that's another thing is a lot of events I've known about, gone to, been a part of.
Yeah.
They always kind of do it like this hierarchy thing, right?
Yeah.
So you have the fillers and you have this, and
Yeah.
it's not to say that you don't want to give opportunity to up and coming acts. That's great
Yeah.
too, and that we should do that.
Right.
Definitely advocate it, but there's also greatness in just having like band after band, great musicianship where you just there is no poor like bathroom break.
I know. I mean, I appreciate you taking the time to do this because,
Yeah.
like we said, we're in the middle of it right now. So she's like jumping through hoops right now. So I really appreciate all that. Now, just to kind of give people an idea of like your world or something, is there just like that one hiccup that stood out that you're just like, oh, if you ever want to get into this thing or this is the world, like, oh man, this was brutal, or like, do you have any like advice, like, as a musician or as your Entertainment Unlimited, like any advice just kind of in your field, your world, your life, who you are?
Always go the path of least resistance.
Okay.
Seriously.
That's good.
So if you start getting into like a thing where you're like, oh, it's just not working out, and you're just like bashing your head against the wall, pause, stop. What would be the easiest way to do this?
Really?
Honestly.
And that's worked out.
Oh my God. Yeah,
okay.
people always say to me, oh, you always seem so calm and relaxed, and it's like, well, I got all the things going, but at the same time, the second it gets like the tension, I can feel the tension. I'm just like, okay, let's let go of this tension, because people think there's like shortcuts.
Yeah.
There's no shortcuts. There's only long cuts.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of was, it's funny you should say that because like I was just kind of going, oh, okay. Some people think of it as like either paying your dues or like, no, it's the hardship before it becomes like the easy. But you're saying no, like you can actually progress and like not have
If
stress.
you can catch yourself in the act of making your life difficult, you can make it so much easier and so much more like just, oh my God, everything's always working out. It just falls into the pockets,
Okay.
and you trust in it, That's what I think. That's what I do.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be hard, and every time it has been hard, I know that I made it hard for myself.
Okay.
And you got to own that too when you make your own life hard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Well, I like that. So, Rocktoberfest. We're in it right now. Check it out. Melissa Jane. Please check out her company also, MJ Entertainment Unlimited. And now we talked before this. Is there any like music you want to like shout out to? Things that you do?
I released an album this year. It's called Surviving Humanity.
Okay.
I released it with my band Final Gravity. You can check that out. It's my finest work. I'm very proud of it. It
Cool.
was an album of love. It took us 10 years.
That's a lot of love.
That's a lot of love. 10 years of love.
Well, I'm definitely gonna look into that. So
Yeah, I'll give
thank
you one.
Oh, even better. Well, thank you, Melissa.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having this chat. Please check it out. Check out Melissa. All the information will be in the links, all that stuff. I'm gonna blast her like that. Research Rocktoberfest or come on down if you get it. So, thank you, everybody.